Hey, what's up guys? William James here, and in this video I want to talk about how to build rapport without all the pointless chit-chat. So if you're new to the channel, again, my name is William James. I do videos for affiliate marketers, network marketers, coaches, consultants, online entrepreneurs, people who want to start and grow a home-based business. I specialize in free organic Facebook traffic strategies, which I teach in my free group, the free Facebook Floodgate group on Facebook. If you're not already in my group on Facebook, definitely check it out. There'll be a link below the video where you can join that group, as well as a link to my full course on how to build a profitable business using your Facebook profile and Facebook group without spending a dime on paid ads. The course is called Social Selling Secrets. You can get it at socialsellingsecrets.net. All right, guys. So, if you like the video, give me a thumbs up and please subscribe to the channel. Okay, so how do you build rapport without all the pointless chit chat? So, for literally years, if you don't know my story, I struggled doing this online marketing stuff for 8 years before I made a single penny. And one of the things that was the most frustrating to me in all that time was that this idea of building rapport. Now, if you don't know what I'm talking about, a lot of particularly like network marketing type gurus teach that you should be contacting, prospecting people on Facebook Messenger, messaging people and trying to establish rapport, which means just, finding something in common and having a little bit of a chit chat before you get down to business. And the problem is that this, this strategy is just like, it can be extremely time consuming, and it can be, everyone knows what you're doing, basically. We've gotten to the point where, I guess when the strategy first kind of materialized, maybe like people weren't all doing it to each other, but it got to the point where, you message someone on Facebook and you're obviously a marketer, and like they know what you're doing. They don't want to spend half an hour talking about their kids and the weather and stuff, right? Because like they know that you're just trying to sell them stuff. So sort of pretending to be interested in them, and like trying to like ask about their life and like beat around the bush, and then finally work your way around to, asking them if they'll take a look at your offer. I've just always hated that because it feels very inauthentic. I hate it when people do it to me. I just don't know what to say to people. I don't like pretending to care about a bunch of stuff that I just like. I don't know this person. I don't care what they had for dinner, and like it's just very awkward, and I hate it. Right. So for years I was like, oh God, I don't want to do this. But the only other alternative is the sort of second way that people do this, which is just messaging people blind and saying, hey, I know I don't know you, but are you at all open to looking at a business opportunity? And I hate that as well. I hate all of it. So, and I just have never had any success with that. I've never seen anybody have any success with that. So I would always try to do the rapport building thing where I would just like spend hours and hours talking with people. And the problem is, guys, is that a very small percentage of people that you just meet randomly on Facebook are going to end up doing business with you. Certainly not because you had a conversation with them. So how do you do this? There is a way to do this. And I sort of, I don't want to say I invented it, but this has been the thing that I have found makes the difference for me, which is that you have to understand that the point of rapport building is that people are not going to be at all interested in buying anything from you unless they feel like they know you a little bit, unless they feel like you're a real person. Okay, so you can try to make an impression on them in a conversation one on one, over and over and over again with a ton of people, and just spend hours and hours doing this. But a much better way to do that is to try to make an impression on people one to many. In other words, through content. In other words, you create a universe, an ecosystem of content that you then plug people into. And so they can get to know you through your content, through video, through posts. You don't have to do video. You can just write if you want to, but they can actually spend time with you, getting to know you through your content instead of through conversations. Now, this does not mean that you don't have to talk to people. Okay, so it just means that the amount of time that you have to spend with the chit chat, it can be cut way down. So basically what I do is when I, am reaching out to people, I ask them about themselves. I ask them what they do, or, tell me about yourself and what you're up to, basically. If they reply, and they tell me that they're in my industry, I say awesome, and I tell them about all of the amazing value that I offer for free in my group, and I ask them if they'd like to join. Okay. So what that does is I'm inviting them to come into my audience, to come into my world, to consume content and get to know me. And I'm offering them value in exchange for doing that. You see, this is one of the things that people maybe sometimes miss, is that if you want somebody to do something, if you want someone to take an action, you have to have some kind of bait for them. You have to have some reason for them to want to do that. That's the whole problem with the strategy of messaging people and saying, hey, are you open to looking at an opportunity? There's no carrot there for them to go after, so to speak, right? There's nothing that they want in that situation. So if I can say, hey, here's my value proposition, it's free, it's a group, you can join it and learn all this stuff that you want to know completely for free, in exchange for basically joining my audience and consuming my content and getting to know me. That's a value proposition that people are excited to say yes to, right? So that way I cut way down the time that I'm spending talking to each person. They come in, they start watching my content, they subscribe to my email list, they start getting my YouTube videos, and then I'm able to allow them to get to know, like, and trust me. Now, the next part of it is also important, which is that that's not all I do, and that's not all you should do. Creating content is actually not enough. You have to have, you obviously have to have a strategy to monetize your audience. Once you've brought them in and you're giving them value, you've got to have a monetization strategy. But it's also important, especially when you're starting out, to still reach out to people and have one-on-one interaction with them once they're in your audience and they already know you a little bit. So the really cool thing is that once people join my group and they start watching my videos, they're commenting in my group and they're going, oh, this is awesome, thank you so much, I never knew that, whatever. I can then message those people and have a conversation with them now, and now we have something to talk about, right? Because they know who I am, they're interested in what I'm doing, they probably have questions. I can ask them more about what they're doing and they'll actually open up and tell me because they know who I am. We can have a little chat about their business, what their struggles are, what their problems are, what they need help with, what they want to know more about, whatever, right? So then I can go in and actually make a genuine connection with the person and actually see if I can help them in some way, right? Instead of just sort of saying like, hey, I noticed that you're from Seattle. That's cool. How's the weather there? Oh, great. And they, like, having these kind of fake conversations when you don't know anything about the person, they don't know anything about you, right? So instead of doing that, we cut down the chit chat to almost nothing by immediately making a value proposition to join your audience. And I like to do it as joining my Facebook group, because we're here on Facebook. What better way than to join a group? They can consume all this content that I've created that's very specifically about a particular topic, a particular problem that they might be having. In my case, it's Facebook traffic strategies, right? So if they want to learn that, they're going to say yes, they're going to join my group, and boom, then they get to know, like, and trust me. And then when I want to go and connect with them, they actually know who I am. They're going to open up to me. We'll have something to talk about, and we don't have to be wasting our time with pointless chit chat, right? Okay, so I would say if you're doing either of those two techniques that don't work, the messaging people and saying, hey, I know you, I don't know you, but would you be open to looking at something? Or the technique where you are spending, an hour talking about random stuff with the person and then saying, oh, by the way, I have this thing, do you want to look at it? If you're doing either of those two things, That's like what 99% of people are doing in this space, I find. And it's just so stupid. And in my opinion, it's like it just doesn't work very well. So stop doing it. Stop doing something that's just not working. Like, are you really getting results with that method? Probably not, right? So, like, why is everyone still doing it? It's just crazy to me. What works a lot better is create content, give value, and invite people to consume that content right off the bat so that they can get to know, like, and trust you, and you don't have to waste all your time doing that. Okay, cool. Hope that makes sense, guys. Let me know if you have any questions in the comments. If you want to know all my, full, super in-depth strategy for building a Facebook group, getting people to know, like, and trust you, and monetizing that audience so that you can make a full-time living in, a very short amount of time per day, like a couple hours per day, definitely check out my course, Social Selling Secrets, at socialsellingsecrets.net. And yeah, give me a thumbs up. Let me know what you thought in the comments. Subscribe to the channel, all that good stuff. And we'll talk next time. Bye.